Hey everyone, welcome to the Uke Stuff channel and welcome to this demonstration and tutorial of Waltzing Matilda, which is an Australian sort of folk song that's very popular. This was a ukulele play-along that I made very early on the UkePlayAlongs channel, and what I've been doing is starting the process of going back and making a chord sheet and a baritone version for the songs that don't have those, which is many of the early videos don't have baritone, and song sheets I started just during last year. So there's a lot of work to do, and it's the summer right now, and I have some time to do some of these. I'm not going to get them all done right away. It's going to take years probably to catch back up from where I've been, but it's a starting point. So what I'm going to do in this video again is I'm going to give you a demonstration of the song on GCEA, then a demonstration on DGBE, and then I'm going to sort of walk through a tutorial of how to play them as well. Now, these resources will be free on my website, so you can find obviously the video here on YouTube, but the PDFs of the arrangements for these songs aren't behind a paywall. They're just going to be on ukestuff.info in the My Tabs page. And if you look at the chord melody, you'll see one that says Waltzing Matilda for GCA and another one that says Waltzing Matilda for DGBE, and you can choose which one you want to play. Just always want to say, if you want to support the work on this channel, there are three things you can do. First of all, you can like this video. Second, you can subscribe to the channel. And third, you can always buy me a cup of coffee to say thank you for making this content at buymeacoffee.com/ukestuff. The other thing I wanted to point out is with chord melody, at least my arrangements of chord melody, the highest note on the tablature is the melody. So if you don't want to play anything else and you just want to play the melody, just read the top note. So whatever string it's on, whatever fret. So it'd be like this. All right, let's begin with Waltzing Matilda on GCEA ukulele. All right, let's walk you through the song. If you noticed in the demo, I was struggling with a couple areas because, in particular, there's one chord that I've added that I really haven't played much before, and it's the B flat 9 chord. So what you have to do is kind of create basically what's sort of the E minor shape, but up on the second string first fret, and then you have to add the pinky to the normal C chord. And that, getting to that from the A minor, for example, is really giving me some struggles right now. Getting to that in time is really rough, and also some of these transitions up the neck. So dealing with this F chord up here, and then switching to that, and then back up, and then that B flat, add 9 again, are really tricky. And I just heard that so differently rather than just another F chord there. That's with an F chord, but with that B flat, add 9. And then this chord instead. Sounds better. So I'll do that instead, but it's going to take my fingers time to get into it. But by the time that I would have mastered that, I want to get this video out. I want to produce this video and get it out there so that you can start playing the song, and at least you'll have an idea what it sounds like. So it's okay to hear me struggle with a couple chords, because you might too, and that's okay. With practice, we'll all get it, and I will have it in time. But for right now, that's a new chord feeling for me, especially coming from other chords, as are shifting up here. And then B flat 9 again. And again, even by the end of this video, I may be playing it better. But again, I just want to get this out. So let's walk you through it. Most of it stays in the first position up here, although there is a shift really on the third line, and we'll talk about it as we go. So you start with the second string, first fret, third fret, and then an F chord. And everything is swung. Do, ba, do, ba, do, ba, do, ba. So no eighth note set, is just tick, 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 tick. It's dun, 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 depending on what tempo you want to take it. And as a hint, go slow if you're having trouble with the chord changes. All right, so again, then a C chord that I like to use a lot, which is just playing the second string, third fret, with strings 4, 3, and 2. It's really just C and G sounding, but your ear hears it as a C. Repeat that second string, third fret by itself, then most of the F chord, minus the first string, add the G, first string, back to the second string, and then you're outlining the B flat chord without really the first string. Add your first finger to the second string, then more of the F chord. Then I heard an A minor chord in here. And it's a different A minor chord than normal. You have to add your third or fourth finger to the first string, third fret. It may be smarter to use the fourth finger so you can switch to that B flat, add 9. And then switch to that B flat, add 9 chord. And we've already talked about that. You put your first finger on the second string, first fret, and then waterfall down, and then your pinky on the first string, third fret. First string, first fret, first string open, and then a C7 chord. This is another version of C7 that I like, because you've got your C on the third string. You're going to make a B flat with your first finger on the fourth string, third fret, and then I usually use my second finger on the second string, third fret, which is a G. And then F, G, so second string first, second string third, then F chord. Much of this is the same as the first part. Now here's the only difference. We are now in the third measure. We're going to play an F chord with the pinky on the first string, third fret. That C7 again. Then your fourth, third, and second strings on the F chord. Then add your pinky to the F chord. Lift your pinky. Now here's where you have to jump, and at this measure, you want to bar the 5th fret, right? And you're going to play an F chord, but then you're going to add your pinky on the 1st string, 8th fret. You can play the whole chord if you want, again, if you want to, but then you're playing 7th fret and then let go. And then you're going to switch to the F chord, which is played with a partial bar chord for me. I put my 1st finger on the 3rd string, 1st fret, and then bar 4th, 3, and 2 at the 5th fret. And you repeat that 1st string a couple times with that 3rd fret, and switch back up. Switch back. And then we have to switch to that B flat, add 9, back to the C7. And the rest of this you played already. So the rest of that you've already been through. So generally it's pretty easy with the exception of that B flat add 9 chord and then jumping up here to the 5th fret. Now let me address the bar chord. With a bar chord, and this is from Craig Chi, so this is not something that I came up with. He says use the leverage of the ukulele to your benefit. So take your 1st finger, pull it against all 4 strings right above the middle 5th fret, and just pull against that. And if you're holding your ukulele securely, you're getting leverage, and that's most of the sound you need, then you can just add your thumb for a little bit of support to make it super clear. And then you can add whatever. And then that hard chord for me. So that bar chord, if you make that bar chord comfortably, it's going to be much easier. Now, one other little tip. Ukulele Mike Lynch used to teach bar chords, and he would have you practice going like this, or adding your thumb. Because on many ukuleles, it is easier to fret at the 5th fret as a warm-up. And my students actually in 5th grade start doing this on the 2nd or 3rd day with ukuleles, so that when they have to do bar chords down the road, it's nothing that they're afraid of. But we do sort of, as adults go into playing ukulele, if you're an adult playing ukulele for the first time, bar chords can really freak us out. Or if we have guitar experience, it can really freak us out. Don't let it freak you out. All right, let me switch over to baritone. Just in case you skipped the tutorial with GCEA, I wanted to talk through a couple of things that I did here. There are a couple chords that I struggled with on the demo recording, and I'm not ashamed of that. I wanted to get this video out. I want to get this out so that you can play it and practice it. And that means I don't have the time right now to master this before I make a recording. And I'm okay with you at least being able to hear what it sort of sounds like, even if I'm delaying on a chord or play a couple clunky notes here or there. That's okay. And by the way, you have permission to play some notes wrong too. The ukulele police are not going to come and knock on your door and ask for your ukulele because you play a couple of wrong notes. If you're really struggling, go slow. So slow is smooth, smooth is fast down the road. So I kind of actually slowed the tempo from what I would normally want to play this as well. But the couple of areas that I struggle with in this song, in my arrangement, and I had to do it. The first one happens twice in the song, and it's the F add 9 chord on baritone. And what that is taking your 1st finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret, and then waterfalling down. All right, and then adding your pinky to the 1st string, 3rd fret. It's much of the F chord, but adding your pinky there. And it's a chord that I don't play very often, and getting to that chord, especially coming from the E minor, is really throwing me off. And I do have a tip for you when we get there. The other part that's throwing me, or I'm struggling with, is the 3rd row where we have the bar chords happening really in the 2nd and 3rd measures there. And let's just talk through that real quick. When you have a bar chord, in this case it's going to be at the 5th fret. So we're dealing with the F chord and then the C chord back to the F chord. What you want to do is you want to take your 1st finger and pull it against all 4 strings right above the middle 5th fret. And that that sort of leverage should give you most of the sound. If you're too far up, it'll sound dead like this, so then you have to move back a little bit so you get a clear sound. And it may not be perfect yet, but then you can add your thumb for a little support, and that'll clear up, and then you can add the other fingers that you need to. All right, and in this case, your pinky then falls right where you need to go. And you keep that position there until you switch to the C chord. So you put your first finger on the first string 3rd fret, and then you bar, this is how I do it at least, strings 4, 3, and 2 with your ring finger at the 5th fret. Then switch back up, back down, and then we get that wonderful F add 9. And those are the two parts that I struggle with. And again, if you get a good bar chord and you take it slow, eventually that'll fit into your hand and it'll be easier. And in fact, if you probably watch the ends of these tutorial parts of this video, you'll see that I'm already starting to get it better and could actually go and record it probably with even less delay, less wrong notes here and there. And that's why. So let's just walk through it. You start on your 2nd string, 1st fret, 3rd fret, then a C chord, and then just play the 1st string a bunch of times. Then a G chord, and what you're going to do is play the 2nd string, 3rd fret, along with strings 4 and 3 and 2. Repeat the 2nd string, then a partial C chord playing strings 4, 3, and 2. Then keep working up, 2nd string, 3rd fret, 1st string open, 2nd string, 1st fret, and then, so you're going to outline the F chord here, playing 2 and 3, then the 2nd string open, and then the 2nd string, 1st fret. Then we're going to play much of the C chord, outlining it. So you play strings 4 and 3 first, then string 2, then string 1. Then an E minor chord where you're going to add, and I think the pinky works best here for the next chord, the E minor chord with the pinky on the 1st string, 3rd fret. Then you got to switch your fingers around to play that F add 9, which I was really struggling with in the demo. And then 1st open, and then a version of the G7 that I use pretty frequently in these versions, which is to play 1st finger, 2nd finger. You're playing strings 4 and 2 at the 3rd fret, and only strings 4 and 3 and 2. Then we sort of do what we just did. Outlining the F chord. Now here's where it differs. We're going to stay on a C chord, but add our pinky to the 1st string, 3rd fret. 1st open, that happens quite a bit. Then that G7 chord again. Now, 3rd line is probably the hardest in the song with the shift to the 2nd position, and let's walk through it. So we start with that C chord with a pinky on the 1st string, 3rd fret. Then we're going to slide up to the 5th fret and make that bar chord, and then let our pinky fall where it needs to go. Play that whole chord, then switch to your C chord, as I talked about before, 1st finger on the 1st string, 3rd fret, and then bar the rest. Switch back up to where you were, back down. So then we have to be ready to play that F add 9. So you slide your pinky up to the 1st string, 3rd fret, probably with your pinky, all right? And then you add those other notes. Then your G7 chord. Then the rest you pretty much have done before. Outlining the F chord. Alright, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you're having a great day. And I'll be back soon with some more uke stuff for you.